Okay, good morning, students. Welcome back. So, today's topic of discussion in 306 is your next unit, that is all about transport layer. And in transport layer, the first topic is your TCP and UDP. As you know, TCP and UDP are the major protocols of transport layer, which plays an important role in your communication part. So, we have already seen various responsibilities of transport layer, that it provides connectionless and connection oriented services, or you can say reliable services and all. So we'll see one by one that how this transport layer provides you different services by using the TCP protocol and by using UDP protocol. TCP protocol stands for transmission control protocol and UDP stands for user datagram protocol. So we'll see one by one what is TCP, what is UDP, what is the difference in that, what are the various services provided by the, you can say, TCP, and what are the different services provided by the UDP. So now we'll just start with transport layer. So basically transport layer is what they said responsible for process to process delivery. When you say process to process delivery, it means you just talk about port numbers. With your IP address, earlier on network layer we were just talking about IP address and all, but now when you want to the network layer you just talked about port number. Now what is port number actually? Each process will have its unique port number. For example, there is a source, there is a destination, and they want to communicate. Now as you know, simultaneously at the same time multiple services are running on a source as well on a destination side. So how source or destination will select that this message is meant for which services. So to uniquely identify the services on a same PC, on a same machine, we must have a unique identity, and that unique identity, that unique number is called as a port number, and that complete port number and IP address is called as socket address. So combination of IP address plus, you can say, a port number is called as socket address, which help you to find out the unique process on a particular source or a destination. So same way they said the delivery of a packet part of a message from one process to another process, and two process communicate in a client server relationships. So in that case we use this particular port numbers. So same way transport layer is responsible for process to process delivery. So this is what simple diagram which make you understand that how it's process to process and then node to node and host to host. We have already seen on network layer we called as host to host delivery of data. So same way on transport layer we called as process to process delivery of data, where we actually check the particular process, which means suppose if I'm sending a content through mail, so that particular process is sent through mail, and mail has a corresponding port number, unique port number for that. That is FTP, it can be email, it can be HTTP, it can be DNS. Let's say for HTTP, if you are sending or giving a request for HTTP, then a particular port number for HTTP is 80. So 80, that IP address of that HTTP server and corresponding process 80 specifies a particular process. So that is why it is called as process to process delivery of data. Now main question, who will give these numbers? Number means port numbers. So basically an authority is there which is called as IANA, stands for Internet Assigned Number Authority, which provide these port numbers to the particular services, particular process, particular protocol. So there are three ranges of, we can say, mainly categorize your port number categorized into three parts. It is well known, registered, and dynamic. So well known means which already known and which is universally accepted, that okay, these are the port numbers and their corresponding protocols are already decided, already predefined. So those well-known ports range starts from 0 to 1023. It means total 1024 port numbers are already there, which are designed and decided and selected for a particular process. For example, as I said, FTP 25, HTTP, Telnet, DNS, and all these all are the processes for which a port number is already assigned. So this assigned port number ranges 0 to 1023, which is also called as well-known ports. Now there are some ports which are called as registered ports, whose range starts from 10242 to 49151, which are not yet assigned but controlled by IANA. Similarly, third category is dynamic ports, whose range starts from 49152 to 65535, which are neither controlled or nor registered by IANA, and they can be used by any process or also used as ephemeral ports. And whenever you do let's say a programming with ASP and PHP, by default sometimes you have seen the port number used by you is 8080. It means you use a port number in the range of third category, that is dynamic port. It means you can use for your own purpose, and these are not well-known ports, but you cannot use any port number between 0 to 1023 for your own you can say private use. So that is what the categorization of port numbers ranging from 0 to 65535, having three categories. One is well known, second is a registered port, third is dynamic port, depending upon who controlled or not controlled or well known ports. So this is what simple example to make you understand ki, let's say one source is there, one destination is there, and you want to send your data from your source to destination, corresponding your address you have, but you must have corresponding port number, corresponding process number for which you send your particular data. So in this case I am taking 13 as my process number. So this is what your 13 is my process number for which I am sending my data. So this is again what I said, that first range is well known from 0 to 1023, total 1024. Then second range is registered port, which is controlled by IANA. This is the range. This is the third range, which is dynamic, not controlled by IANA and not registered by IANA. Again, one more example to make you understand. In this case, this is what your IP address for a particular destination and corresponding port number for which you will send your data. And completely, this is called as socket address, as I told you earlier. Now, connectionless versus connection oriented services. Now, connectionless and connection oriented services, don't be confused with wireless and wired. It is totally opposite with your wireless and wired and connectionless and connection oriented. Here, connectionless and connection oriented means, connectionless means in which you didn't require any acknowledgement, any consent from your on your opposition party that whether you want to communicate or not. You simply start with your communication irrespective of your destination is ready to communicate or not, or your destination is online or not, your destination is accepting your data or not. You simply start with your communication, will send your data. But in case of connection oriented services, you need to take a consent acknowledgement from your second party that whether you want to receive or not, and you'll see a lot of use a lot of flags for that, for your proper synchronization, proper communication, and there is no synchronization kind of things in your connectionless services. So basically TCP provides you connection oriented services and UDP provides you connectionless services. Now we'll see in detail what is this connectionless services and what is this connection oriented services. But basically, first thing that you must know, TCP is also called as connection oriented and UDP also called as, comes under the category of connectionless. Connectionless means it provides you the services which do not require any acknowledgement or any reliability kind of services. These things we'll discuss in detail in your next lecture.